doubles match. Winner Scott Devers and Mats Karlsson in the first game, 235 to 171.
Mismatch the first match, but I'm sure the actual pickup here is touring player Curtis Odom and Adam Colton, who is a regional player, are ready.
As they did at the beginning of the first match over Laub and Knippel, opening with a strike. Now Curtis Odom looking for that elusive first PBA title, as is his partner Adam Colton.
Learned to bowl at Major League Lanes in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where we had ABC televised events for a number of years. Used to watch the tournament, now he's in it.
Oh. Baby, family of 4 children. Curtis Odom, all even. And now Adam Colton is 28 years old, from Coral Springs, Florida, PBA member for 8 years, a lot of regional experience.
Oh.
Disappointed with the 10.
Adam Colton, not known to many of the fans at home, but to the Southern regional players, he is known as a steady, solid player. He owns a pro shop in Tamarack, Florida, one of the Don Carter centers. As his wife looks on, it really became a kind of a vacation for Christine and Adam out here, and now it's turning into money-making propositions. So he's going to be the guy that's going to make the difference if they win here today.
But unfortunately, into the channel, the man that doesn't want to come out on the tour full-time, loves his work at Don Carter Lanes in Tamarack. Okay, Mats Karlsson of Sweden.
See the ball of Colton sliding by. This is the inexperience versus the experience. The experienced players, Devers and Karlsson, have the early upper hand.
Oh, that's pair perfect. 2 frames, and teammate Scott Devers is back up.
Devers' very unusual style. He pushes the ball way out on the push away, and then he wraps the swing kind of around his back and then lines it as he comes through. Very difficult. He has to really wait for his swing to get it back on target. There it goes outside, and he pulls it back in.
Leaving a 2-pin.
And there's the reason you don't want that type of push away, Chris. So when he pushed it out, it stayed out. He cut right across and pulled the ball high. Luckily, avoided the split. Now watch it from this angle. He pushes the ball away from his body, then realigns it. It's fine when it's perfect, but there's a lot of room for mistakes.
Very erect, going to the line, following through beautifully. Had a great year in '87. Won twice. Now Curtis Odom.
Bowled 54 regional tournaments in 1987 and 88, which prepared him for the tour. He had a great year in '89 out here.
2 strikes for Curtis Odom. There'll be a lot of strikes in the form of punches thrown live from England on Wide World of Sports, which follows, because top contender Marcus Villasana meets undefeated Paul Hodkinson for the WBC Featherweight Championship. Okay, now. And Pernell Whitaker, a broadcast premiere of the Whitaker-Nelson lightweight title fight.
Oh, maybe crossed
and
it.
Again, Adam Colton, the 10-pin. He
Looking
won't
at
make the same mistake, though, I'll bet.
I don't know, Chris. You have to be in his shoes. It's very difficult to make your first telecast to perform well. I know I bowled 160 the first time I was ever in a championship round.
No.
Yep, with 4 strikes in a row. And he's only bowling 5 frames, so it makes it very, very tough.
Okay. We'll be back for more. We're in Las Vegas, where there are 320 days of sunshine every year, and where the average humidity is 29% in this city on an elevation of 2,030 feet. We'll be back.
It's the Showboat PBA Senior Invitational on ABC's Pro Bowler Spring Tour next Saturday.
That's right, all the greats next week. Greats of the past and of the present, Hall of Famer Marshall Holman, and on the right, Triple Crown winner Pete Weber and his lady friend Kim. All right, Mats Karlsson. He has really been bowling well here today as we go to Bo.
Thank you, Chris. The left-handed doubles team in the semifinal game You guys, you may have a slight advantage, both being lefties, where the other team has just a lefty and a righty. What's your feeling?
Well, I think we have an advantage. We can line up both off of each other, and if one person happens to start struggling, he can work with the other one and try to line him right in.
How much help did he give you all week, Huey?
He gave me a lot of help in the 10th frame. He bowled anchor, I let off. I had a couple of games where I didn't strike out in the 10th, and he followed me up and bailed me out every time. So if it works out again that way today, that'll be fine with me.
It's going to be a tough team, Chris, in the semifinal.
Okay, Scott Devers with a tentative strike. Strike nonetheless as we look at Curtis Odom. Curtis and his partner Adam Colton are trailing by 31 pins. This our second match has Karlsson and Devers, their opponents. Won the first match over Larry Love and Bobby Knipple, 235 to 171 as Curtis Odom now for the spare, changes bowling balls.
Uses a shinier ball. He just puts it in the polishing machine, reduces the surface friction, and will make it slide a little bit more on the lane, a little better control.
All right. Good lesson on how to cover the 7 pin by Curtis Odom. 32 pins separating Adam Colton, who will be shooting next, Curtis Odom.
Big shot for Adam Colton. He was around the pocket in the second frame, missed the 10 pin. Then he had an errant shot in the 4th and got away with a spare. He needs to get zeroed in here.
Oh, good. And they're cheering in Coral Springs, Florida, and at Tamarack at the Don Carter Lanes for their pro shop owner. Okay, now to Karlsson, who has only missed striking 1 time today. That's right. This is his second game. Still holds true.
Karlsson's hitting the key lane. I had the good fortune of winning this tournament in 1982 with Sam Zurich as a partner, and Sam played on lane 60, the right-hand lane that Karlsson's on. In a one stretch, Sam threw 9 strikes in a row over a 2-game period. And that carried us right to the title, and that's right now what Mats Karlsson is doing for Scott Devers. This team looks very, very tough.
Uh-oh.
Leading at 2-4-7. And the winner of this, our second doubles match, will go against Hugh Miller and Parker Bone, the third pair of left-handers.
Going high leaves the 2 and 4 and 7, as Chris Schenkel just said. This time he 4-pin remained standing in the rack. He left this in the 10th frame of the first match. He converted the 2-7, 2-4-7 just a little bit easier.
All right, 39-pin lead by Devers and Karlsson. We'll be back.
Battle, plus the World Weightlifting Championships, next on ABC Sports.
Yes, Biasana and Hutkins for the WBC Featherweight Championship. Also the broadcast premiere of Whitaker Nelson, a lightweight title bout, next on Wide World of Sports. Look at the size of the crowd in this bowling establishment at the Showboat, away from the Strip in Las Vegas, situated out here almost by itself. Great facility being renovated now to the tune of millions of dollars, including a 600-car parking garage.
Curtis with a 4-step delivery. Big shot here. Needs a strike.
2-4-5-8 for Curtis.
Kind of angry with himself. He lost the ball at the bottom of the swing. Didn't quite get the lift to make the ball what we call flip over. And he needs to get the ball right in here in the 2-4 zone and drive him out. All right, the ball cutting right through. The key pin's the back pin. See the ball driving through the 2-5, the 2 taking out the 4, the ball the 8. Important shot.
In the regular singles competition this year, Curtis's best finish was 10th in the United States Open in Indianapolis.
Adam Colton with a fairly straight approach, a fairly straight shot. He's standing right about the center, or what we call the 20th board. He'll slide right about the center and try to roll the ball right over the second arrow. Fairly simple shot. Doesn't take much practice to do this shot. It lacks just a little bit of power.
All it right. Had him like that.
Don't need much power when you can put it in the pocket. Perfect like that. So he's keeping his team in the game as the experienced team of Karlsson and Devers have a 39-pin lead, 8th frame.
Karlsson for the first time coming up high, and now it's a 6-7-10.
A makeable split by Karlsson. He'll go for it this part of the match. Gets the ball over near the 6-pin, slides the 6 over into the 7. For Karlsson, a good easy shot if he can get it in the corner.
That open frame and the 8 of this Karlsson and Devers' second match.
Well, that really opens the door for the duo of Odom and Colton. Devers and Karlsson going at a 2:12 pace. That's considering spare strike, spare strike. The rest of the way, Odom and Colton have a 2:17. And there's Karlsson working on his fingers. He probably dropped the last ball and needs to put a piece of tape in his thumb hole or finger hole.
Being a big help now to his doubles partner.
Once again, you're looking at Mats Karlsson just taking a piece of adhesive tape, putting it in the finger hole. It's very important to keep the same feel and grip all the time. This is the big shot right here. Curtis Odom must strike here to give his team a chance. 9th frame, they trail by 25.
And now late, only 15 pins. Separate Colton and Odom.
Odom's got to like this. A really unusual strike as the head pin does most of the work. Now a man who is making his first championship round appearance, has never been tested under this type of pressure, needs 2 strikes, 1 in the 10th and 1 in the 11th, to take the lead. They trail by 15.
Christine, his wife, enjoying it. Just having closed on a new home 3 days prior to this tournament starting. So
Colton very aggressive under the pressure. Throws an excellent shot. The first 2 frames where he was a little bit wild, in the 2nd and 4th frames, he was trying to aim the ball, threw it very slowly down the lane. The last 3 shots, very aggressive, extra speed, and now he's put his team in a position where they can take the lead for the first time if he can strike right here.
Coming up high, leaving the 6-10.
Just a little pull shot. That's what most players have trouble with under pressure. Most balls are left of your target for right-handers, pulled high under pressure. But he's put his team in a position where they have a chance to win. If he converts the 6-10, they'll be trailing by 7 pins. That'll force the other team to mark.
Okay, and up next will be Mats Karlsson. And that doubles pair, very happy. Karlsson from Gothenburg, Sweden, also the hometown of former heavyweight champion of the world, Ingemar Johansson. Great seaport city. We did the World Figure Skating Championships there one year. Ooh, 2-4-5.
Shaky shot from Mats Karlsson under the extreme pressure of really just needing a mark. He lets the ball slide by. But you know, the players are bowling kind of slowly, Chris. It's a different pattern. They're not bowling a full game. He's only bowling 5 frames. And now he must convert this spare and get 6 pins to win. If he misses, Colton and Odom will bowl in the semifinal.
Chopping the 2-4 and the center pin, the 5 is there.
The crowd is shocked. I think the players are shocked. Not very often you see that. What a great break as this duo is going into the semifinal. The usual dependable spare shooter, Mats Karlsson, come up in the 10th. Watch the ball chop the 2 off the 5, carry the 4 straight back. And I'll tell you what, instant victory right there for Colton and Odom.
And it's time for Goldberg's Tip of the Week, offering tips on